What's going on, guys? This is Kick from KickMush coming at you with a sniping video on Altai range. This is what I like to do when I snipe in order to get as many points as possible with headshots over and over again, because that's the point of the game. I like this side the most because it gives you the widest range of lengths for kills. Like I can get up to a 1500-meter shot from the bottom of this hill if I really wanted to. From here, I'm going to get 700 to like 1200 meters, which is really good because that'll end up being like a 12 to 1300 point kill alone if you get the headshot. Obviously, that's the most important part. I equip my guy with an SRR61 ballistic scope, which is 40 times zoom, which really comes in clutch. It has a rangefinder and flash hider to make my life just a little bit easier. I also use a PLD so I can go ahead and mark people. That way I get spot bonuses and they can get kills, and I can also see where people are in the distance, and I can start zooming in and doing my recon with my scope. I use my scope a lot, but I also use the PLD. It really helps. As you can see right there, I went ahead and saw a couple of people, and now I'm going to start looking for them with my scope. And that's just the way the sniping goes. It's long and tedious and sometimes can be boring, but the payout's great because you can kill someone and get 1,000 points, 1,500 points a kill if you really want to. You just have to know what to look for. And I'm going to show you a little bit on how to do that this time around. I go ahead and use my scope. When I use it a lot, it's because I use it a lot. I'll go ahead and use the rangefinder on the scope. That way I can go ahead and see how far I need to correct it, because it only goes up to 1,000 yards. Anything over that, you have to go ahead and eyeball it. So you have to really get to know your scope and the tick marks on the scope. Like in this case right now, I have it set to the center of my bullseye is going to be 1,000 yards. So if someone's 1,000 yards away, I can just put my crosshair over their head and it'll hit them. But you really have to be able to correct between that, because if it's under it, if say they're at 970, right there I had to go a little further up. So because he's not really at 970, he's actually at like 1,050. So I have to do some corrections. So see how I went over his head? Because it's over 1,000, that's how I did it. And right there I didn't get a headshot because I was just rushing through that kill. But you'll see later on in this video how many headshots I get just because of that. So you need to be able to correct on the fly, and I'll show you what the tick marks are and how far each tick mark is. So right now I have my gun set for 1,000 meters. From here, if it's over to the first tick mark, that's going to automatically be 250 meters. So whether you go up or down, it's going to be 250 meters. So say someone's 750 meters away, you already know right off the bat, boom, you can hit them on that first line at 750 meters right on their head. And that's how you're going to go ahead and gauge. The second smaller tick mark there is going to be 650 meters, and that's going to go both ways. So that way you can go ahead and measure exactly how far and how much adjustment you need to it. Sometimes it may take 1 or 2 shots, but if you're lucky they don't move and you can get that shot in. So that's the patience game of sniping. I also equip my guy with a C4 for some fun, mini grenades, bayonet. Always get your field upgrade as a sniper. That way you get the increased breath, increased cover, quick unspot, etc. The more you kill with it, the better your stuff gets. That's how it works. Right here is going to be a prime example of what I was talking about with 750 yards. Right there, I know he's at 750, at 768 technically, but because he's around that, I can measure that first line is going to be around where his head's at, and you just got to make sure that you know your scope well enough to make that adjustment without having to take the shot yet. So right there, he moved, kind of screwed me, so I'm going to get you, you bastard. Wait for it, and it's over for your face. That's just how it works. And that, you see right there, I got 901 points alone for a 760 yarder. That's nothing. You get 1,200 yarders over and over again, your life just becomes so much better. And that's the way you get to the top of the leaderboards when you're sniping. You have to go long distance, obviously, and you have to go headshot every time. There's no point wasting your time going further out on the map and waiting there for the perfect shots just to get 100 points for a kill. So you really got to make sure that you're making it worth it. Now, sometimes you'll get lucky and people will want to do sniper wars and get really far away from you, and you'll try to go back and forth with really long distance kills. Those are great maps, great games to play. But in the meantime, if you need to get points quick, you go ahead and run the 750 meter to 1200 meter range so you can know for a fact that you're going to go ahead and get those points. And that's the point of the game. You want to get as many points as possible for you, your team, and kills. And so that's basically how to snipe. You just got to really fine-tune your scope reading skills, and that's it. That's it. And then you also can adjust how you want your scope set. Instead of 1,000 yards, if you want to shoot lower, you can go up to 500 meters as the next step below that. And that way you can go ahead and gauge it easier so you don't have to do as much corrections, etc. But that's all personal preference. I like to shoot with 1,000 meters there, and then I can go ahead and, because I've learned how to gauge it from there. And the way I showed you today is going to be the way to gauge it from 1,000 meters, and that way you know that you can shoot anywhere on that scope at 1,000 meters and still hit them with a headshot, because that's the name of the game. So that's basically the reason for my sniping, and especially on this map, you'll see here at the end score, while it wasn't that many kills like I'd like it to be, it was decent. I mean, I can get way more than that, but it depends on the game. It's always depending on the game. So I really hope this was helpful for you people. And for everyone listening, please share, go ahead and comment. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, KickMush, we're always around. If you have any kind of response to this, go ahead and post below. We love it. We love it. If you want to challenge us, let's do this. We have nothing to hide. All right. Well, thank you so much, and tune in again.